What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? How are you all doing? Hope you're well. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Arsenal's news, let's get into it. I just seen there Stan Collymore has thrown his weight in about Arsenal and Emile Smith-Rowe. He basically said, and do you agree with it? Put it in the comments if you do. If you don't, what do you think of Stan Collymore or whatever? But he's thrown, giving Arsenal a bit of slack, basically saying that they should never have let Smith-Rowe go. He would have been the ideal replacement for when Odegaard has been injured in the 4th September international breaks. He would have slotted into that role, and Arsenal could have got over the line in a few of the results that they had. You know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Me, I think I would have loved Smith-Rowe. I love Smith-Rowe, and I still do. He always gave everything for Arsenal, to be honest with you. It just, his injuries were, like, you know, unlucky. Couldn't get back into the team. My favourite time was when Smith-Rowe and Saka were banging it in the Premier League, you know, and I thought that that was going to be something special for many a year. Unfortunately, the injuries, everything else, but I was sick we got rid of him. But that's just my opinion. What's your opinion? Get it into the comments. I'm like, you know, I suppose you have to look at Collymore has a bit of a point. You know, it would have been nice to have him against, like, you know, your Bournemouths, Newcastle, all these games that we drop points in, you know. Anyway, let's move on. I'm just being fucking... I love Smith-Rowe, you know. Thiago Scuro, he is a Brazilian sporting director. He basically was told to fuck off. Arsenal not interested. No, we're not interested in you. Is it a whole new, fresh approach that Arsenal are looking for with this sporting director? They've come out fighting, basically saying, we're not interested in you at all, Thiago. So Thiago, all the best to you, mate. Take care. I'm just hoping that we get this Luis Campo. He seems to be the dawn of football. He's a lot of contacts. He takes no messing around. The players he has signed, it's only going to be good for Arsenal. No affiliation to the club, I don't think. So, you know, he can tell people to F off and do one if he wants, and which is great, and which is what you need at Arsenal at the minute. You know, it's none of this like, oh, high-fiving and hugging and kissing each other. A job still has to be done. We still have to go out, win the league. We still have to go and win the Champions League. That's what I want. You know, in other news, this one, now don't shoot the messenger, okay? Don't shoot him. I'm only reading this shit out. You know what I mean? So don't come at me, alright? Paul Pogba. I know. Don't. I'm just saying it. Just reading it. Paul Pogba, ex-legend of the club, Bakary Sagna, ex-legend. He has said Arsenal should go in for Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba has not kicked a football since August 2023 due to his suspension of funny medicine or something like that, we'll just call it. And he got banned for it since then. And his suspension is up in March 2025. As it says, don't shoot the messenger here. Get it in the comments. What do you think? Should we sign him? Should we not sign him? Bakary Sagna said it would benefit everyone if we gave Paul Pogba a short-term contract. What's a short-term contract in March? Is it March till June? Is it March until the following June? Like a year and what, 3-4 months? You know, I'll just have my thought on this. He wouldn't be fit enough. So if he's coming back in March, even though if I was Paul Pogba, I'd be starting to try to get fit now, personal trainers, and I'm sure he has, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But you just getting that match fitness back, it's hard, like, you know. So if you were to get Paul Pogba, you get a hold of him in March, and I'm just thinking of the Ivan Toney thing. Like, you know, Toney was allowed back in January. I don't think he appeared for Brentford until near the end of January. you know, and he probably didn't start kicking into, like, you know, getting into the rhythm till mid to late February, you know. So you're nearly, like, let's say March, getting match fitness, stuff like that. You'd have to play for the under-21s and all this sort of crap. You know, you'd be looking at near the end of April, May, and what, you're going to get a month or two out of him, and then have him on the books for the whole summer if you're giving him a whole year contract. And let's be honest with it, when he was at United, his attitude was pretty damn ridiculous, awful, you know. So I'd be running 100 miles away from this guy. I just think he's bad atmosphere, bad egg, you know. Nah, don't want to know it, don't want to see it. On injuries, actually, Saka, Declan Rice, Calafiore, and I think Timber, I just think they sat out training yesterday, which is always a sign that they may not be available for Saturday against Nottingham Forest, which is very concerning. You know, as it says there, yesterday Kieran Tierney was back training. I still think it is a bit too early for Kieran Tierney, which I hope it isn't. I'd love to see him play again with Arsenal on that left hand side. But with Calafiore probably injured, you know, it is concerning. Obviously Tom Yatsi's injured, Ben White, you know, the usual that we all know. I'm not going to start repeating myself, but that back line is going to be a bit bare, especially if Calafiore is out, you know. And you have Chris Wood, who's on form. I never thought them words would actually come out of my mouth. He's banging the goals in, and I fear for Arsenal tomorrow, especially with him. He's a big lad. He can get up, set pieces, corners, throw ahead on it. That's what he's really good at, and that's what I fear. You know, so let's see what happens. Arteta's press conference is at something like 1 o'clock, 1:30 today. I'm going to go through it myself, and I'm going to do a live stream later on today, Friday, and my live stream is going to be about Arteta's press conference. What he has to say, we'll go through it. I'll get it up on the screen, we'll go through it. You guys in the comments will be live. Let's get talking. Do you agree? Do you not agree? There'll be plenty in this press conference. There'll be the Jesus Odegaard fighting, there'll be the injuries, there'll be the usual shit questions that he gets asked, and then there'll be my reaction to the shit questions that get asked, because, you know, I like to call a spade, and I like to call people out who are talking absolute bullshit. Please do like the video. Please, if you're new around here, hit the sub. Let's go on this journey. We're on the road. Look, I'm driving here. I'm on the road to 2K. Let's get it done. Come on, you Gunners. I'm fucking, as well, we'll get our match reaction, get your guys' score predictions in on the match as well. Alright, take care. God bless.